What is the most interesting statistic you know? 3 people are killed by sharks per year. 3 million sharks are killed by people per year. Residents of large cities, on average, spend 6 months of their lives waiting for the green light of a traffic light. Unless they're in California, where they spend 2.7 years of their lives. The Statue of Liberty wears a size 879 sandal. There are more than 7,000 islands in the Philippines. 2/3 of the Australian population will develop skin cancer at some point of their lives. A full 25% of crimes in Detroit happens at gas stations after 10 p.m. Sharks have existed for longer than the rings of Saturn, 450 million years versus around 100 million. That 49.6% of Pakistanis marry a first cousin and 8.3% marry a second cousin. In rural areas of Pakistan, up to 80% of people marry a cousin. My neighbors are Pakistani and are cousins. They didn't see anything strange about it. They also have multiple kids with dramatic health problems, and I can't help but think that this has something to do with it. I live in the US. And I just checked that it is indeed illegal in my state. On a side note, they are the worst neighbors. Importantly, many of those first cousins are actually double cousins, or worse, by virtue of their parents being cousins with the same grandparents. A double cousin is practically a sibling. And by practically, I mean in practice they're siblings. Genetic siblings. The average drunk driver drives under the influence more than 80 times before they get caught. Of the 30 fastest 100-meter sprint times, 21 were run by athletes who tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. The other 9 were Usain Bolt. There are more ants alive today than there have been humans alive ever. The human eye blinks about 4.2 million times a year on average. 2%, 20%. Motorcycles are 2% of all vehicles, USA. Motorcycles account for 20% of all road fatalities. I don't ride anymore. Though numbers have slightly inflated due to the pandemic, it remains that only about 4 in every 10 Americans wash their hands after using the bathroom. IIRC, about 60% of women and only 35% of men. Everyone got gross pee-pee poa-poa hands. There are more Panda Express restaurants than actual pandas. All of the planets, including Pluto, can fit side to side between the Earth and the Moon at its average distance.